Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that's quietly becoming one of the biggest power upgrade in Diablo 4 right now. And it is something most players aren't aware of. We are talking about tempering, and more specifically, you can actually turn your temper affix into a greater affix. And yes, there is a small chance it can happen now in season 11. Most of us will just temper once or twice, you don't see it, or get the highest roll possible, and then you just move on. That's how almost everyone plays. But no, not anymore. You can now temper your desired affix into greater affix. Greater affix on temper are not as rare as they feel. Based on my track rolls and testing, I got mine on the 5th roll, and the highest I got is 22 rolls. It wasn't really that bad unless you don't have much scroll of restoration with you. Anyway, it is all RNG. Sometimes it is on the 2nd row, sometimes the 3rd, sometimes a bit more. What makes this even more important is how tempering actually works. When you temper an item, you get a limited number of free attempts at first. But once those attempts are used up, you are not locked out. As long as you have scroll of restoration, you can keep reloading that same temper affix over and over again. There is no hard cap. That means if you are patient and you are working on the right piece of gear, you can keep going until that greater affix finally shows up. And when it does, that's where the real power comes in. A greater affix gives you a much higher stat value than a normal roll. So instead of just accepting a decent roll and moving on, you are stacking power on top of power. And that difference absolutely matters in endgame content. Now this is where I need to slow you down for a second, because this is where a lot of players mess up. Just because you can reroll forever doesn't mean you should do it on everything. One of the biggest mistakes people are making right now is burning scroll of restoration on gear that isn't even ancestral, or on items they are going to replace in a few hours anyway. That's just wasted resources. The smart way to do this is to save your scroll for gear that's already really good. We are talking about ancestral items with strong base stat, items that are already close to perfect, or pieces that are absolutely core to your build and that you know you are going to keep for long term. Those are the pieces worth chasing a greater affix on. For temporary gear, just temper it once or twice and move on. If scroll are what's stopping you from doing this, don't worry. They are more accessible than you might think. Scroll of restoration drop from spoil of greater equipment chest in Infernal Horde, killing world bosses, Helltide torture chest, and running Dark Citadel. You will build up a stockpile pretty quickly. Once you start farming them consistently, reloading for greater affixes stops feeling scary and starts feels like a real strategy. So if you are working on a top tier ancestral items, it is absolutely worth reloading your temper until you see that greater affix pop. And remember, you don't need to waste scroll on temporary gear, but on the right item. This is one of the biggest power upgrades you can get right now in the game. And that's it. Enjoy it guys. If this video helped you to understand tempering better, do me a favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you want more Diablo 4 tips, guide and crafting tag like this, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next one. Let me know in the comments, have you ever hit a greater affix on your first roll? Or did you have to burn through a bunch of scroll before it finally shows up? I'm curious to hear how your luck's been. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta.